Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dumb Dad Podcast. My name is Evan, and I'm a dumb dad.
Hey everybody, my name is Kevin, and I'm a dumb dad.
Welcome in, party people. Cheers, my friend.
Cheers.
Welcome into the Dumb Dad Podcast. If this is your first time here, welcome. We talk about our daily lives as stay-at-home parents, stay-at-home dads.
With a slight radio voice.
The trials and tribulations of what it's like to get your ass handed to you daily by little children. And probably larger children. I don't know. I don't imagine my children becoming weaker in their state of driving me insane.
Their will be stronger.
Yes.
Over
mine will be weaker.
Your will be broken.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Cheers, buddy. Welcome in. It's good to see you.
Good to see you. You brought us some McLeod Ale, a local brewery.
Brought McLeod Ale, yeah.
Deal with the devil.
Deal with the devil.
IPA. Good. It's good. I like it.
I was there this weekend, and I go up to the guy at the bar. I go up to the guy at the bar, and I go, I'll take a Deal with the Devil. And he goes, sure. And I said, the beer. Not unless you know the fella. And he just kind of looked at me and smiled, and I was like, yeah. You've heard that like a million times. Yeah. What am I doing?
What are you
What
doing?
am I doing?
Thinking you're throwing a fast one his way.
He's like, that's fun. Anything else?
Yeah.
How about your tab, too? So you get the hell out of here.
Do you want the blonde? No, it's not a woman. I don't care. You're married.
I'm sorry, sir. Please don't spit in my beer.
How was your week?
Pretty good week.
Yeah.
Spent some time with some friends. Went to the zoo on Saturday.
A Saturday zoo trip.
You know who I went with? The talented Verdu, who made our theme song for us. Yeah.
Maker of the music of this very podcast.
Yep. Went with him and his wife and his little girl, who is so cute. Mm-hmm. And she's at that stage. She's like 1, and she's just, set her down. She's gonna run in a straight line somewhere
and not stop until gravity takes over.
Yeah, until gravity takes over or she gets picked up. So it was fun. Just good to see him. And so it was hot. It was hot, man.
It was really hot this weekend.
It was hot on Saturday specifically. So I will say this. We've gone, I think we talked about this maybe last summer or leading into last summer. Uh-huh. Ways to beat the heat in California, all kinds of stuff like that. Yeah. We've talked about like the pool, the inflatable pool that you have.
It's not time yet. It's not time.
So last year I messaged some of my friends and I was like, can I get a good recommendation on some squirt guns? Because
okay,
I need some like, the nostalgic, let's run around the yard and really squirt each other and get wet. And so I've sort of developed this little bit of a habit. It's a great time, like 45 minutes before dinner, to sort of run around with the kids. We use water blasters on each other. We have the alligator. You suck up the water and squirt it out. All that kind of stuff. And last year I was asking my friends, like, where's like a legitimate, because it was sort of the same thing when I was a kid. Same thing. You play, you get it. It's great the first day. It's great the first week. Mm-hmm. But after the summer has some heat on that. Yeah. So as soon as the summer has something to say about it, and your kids drop it like 13 times, the seals don't work as well. You run around with this thing dripping. It doesn't pump as nice as it used to. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking, like, where's the?
What are you thinking of? Super Soakers?
That's what we used. That's what we got.
You had Super Soakers.
Had Super Soakers. I think maybe it's kind of like enjoy the time you get out of it. And if you live in a hot climate, it's going to be a season.
The Super Soakers are legit, man. That was childhood.
The neon yellow one with the orange tip and the green bucket, the green tube. That's the one I bought last year because I was like, this is like the same exact
thing. Super Soaker 150?
They
had numbers. The numbers were key.
That might have been the 100 if I remember correctly.
Super Soaker 100.
But they weren't like that anymore. It was just Super Soaker. It wasn't like the.
That's so lame. Like sorry, Super Soaker, to diss on you, but
yeah, you like that?
I just like that. That's like a big part of my childhood growing up was like the kids who was like, some kid had the Super Soaker 3000, but you never saw it. So do you though? Do you?
But it really is like, you and your brothers.
You dump a tube into the pool.
You and your brothers and sisters or whatever had the 100s, and your friend down the street had 100s. But then Jason up the block, he had a 250, and it's like, God, that kid just drenches you.
250 was serious.
Okay, so I'll do this. I'm going to lead into my dumb dad story.
Okay.
Which I can't believe I have to tell you this.
Great.
On the podcast.
Yes, you do. That's the whole point of this.
again. This time around, it's getting hot. We've been playing this game again, but like the super soakers we had last year and stuff, they're just kind of leaking, and it's like, man, these things don't work very well. Yeah. And because my daughter is 3, she can't really work the ones where you have to like just incessantly pull the trigger back and forth over and over and over to get to work.
Yeah.
Or if it's a really big one, she can't really hold it.
Right.
So I always feel bad for her because her brother just trolls her into like, are you going to squirt me? And then she tries to like sort of squirt him, and then he just like drenches her with 3 squirts and then lights her up and then runs away. And it's like, which is, which is then green light for me to be like, light him up and be like, hey man,
yeah, we're just going food chain order. Is that what we're doing?
Exactly. So we've had one water balloon fight so far this year.
Sweet.
And we've been doing some, we got rid of the ones that weren't working, and we just used a couple of like the pump. We have a unicorn and like a dinosaur thing. You like pull it's like water, a tube, you pull it out of the bucket, and then it's just been working fine. But he was all excited about like, can we please replace the ones we already got to use last year or whatever? So I was like, sure. So in our house, we try to every weekend. It's like one of the days I sleep in, one of the days my wife sleeps in. Mm-hmm. In general, if we can. I slept in Saturday. She was going to sleep. I was already like, she's going to sleep in Sunday. That's how it's going to work.
Great phrasing start.
Yeah. So it's just how it worked. So Sunday morning, and here's the thing: like I always want her to sleep as long as she wants to. I don't care if she sleeps till noon. It's not. Right. I'm not ever thinking like it's getting rough out here. When are you going to stop?
For a parent, but
sure,
I know.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, if you're the one in the bedroom, you probably sleep until like 7:45, and you're kind of like tossing and turning, looking at your phone until 8:15, and then it's like I can't take any more. They're screaming anyway.
Yeah.
So that's what I was trying to prevent. I'm thinking I want her to be able to be as comfortable as she can, or sleep as long as she wants, just whatever. So it was like, can we color? Can we do this? Can we get busy? Can we do this? And my daughter's like, can we go get water balloons? Because she knew that we were out and was just asking if we can go get them. And I'm like, I look at my phone. It's 8:15. Target's open. I'm like, we're going right now.
Yep.
Pajamas off, shoes on. Let's go. We're going to go right now.
Great.
So in my head, I'm already thinking, this is great. We can go walk. We can go there, pick out the water balloons. We can go look at the water blasters, see if there's anything that we feel like is going to work, and then we can go get coffee. The whole thing.
Take your time. You'll be back.
Take the time.
9:30, 10.
Could be back by at least 8:40.
Yeah.
And so we go to Target. We're looking around. We find a water balloons. They pick the colors that they want. Side note: I'm telling my son's like, it really sucks that it's over so short. And I was like, listen, I hate to play
over so short.
Like a water balloon fight. Water balloon fights, it's over quickly.
Quickly makes more sense than over so short.
I don't know how to say words.
I was like, is that a term?
But they have these things now that you hook it up to the hose. It's got little tubes coming out to like 25 water balloons.
Oh yeah, we've used those. They're great.
Yeah, it fills it up instantaneously, and they all have little rubber bands on there. So when it gets too full, they fall off. So it's like it's like
cinch right away.
And they cinch right away. Genius idea.
Yeah.
And I'm telling my son, look, man, I don't know how to tell you this. When I was a kid, it was a bag of balloons and a hose, and your friends on the faucet, and you're there carefully getting it over the metal tip of the hose and saying, okay, turn it on, and then they turn it on, and they're like, okay, turn it off.
Yep.
And they turn it off, and then you carefully tie the balloon. That's one.
Yeah.
It's like, it's an hour.
Your shots counted, man.
You're not just
musket days.
Yeah, you're not grabbing
60 seconds to reload.
Yeah, no. So anyway, they grab their color balloons they want. We pick a couple water blasters. The ones I like now, they're pump action, so you pump to shoot it, as opposed to a trigger mechanism. They'll fail in the first 2 weeks.
Right.
So I'm going with that.
Yeah.
Even better now, they have like the back just opens up. You dunk it in water. It's like fill this thing in 1 second. That's what I'm down for. So we pick our stuff. We're walking around. We go pay, and there's a Starbucks in Target. So I'm thinking, okay, we'll pay here. We'll go to our order, like asking the kids, what do you guys want to have? You guys want to have hot chocolate, whatever? Oh yeah, hot chocolate. Okay. So we get all the stuff.
Kids are wild, man. You guys are like pumped about a hot day water balloon fight. You guys want hot chocolate? That could be better.
Hot chocolate. It was the morning, and there was AC in Target.
Don't talk to me until I've had my hot chocolate.
Yeah. So, all that to say, I'm excited.
Sure.
I've done a good job.
You're crushing it.
Kids are happy. They got the water balloons. We got a couple new water blasters. We're going to bring coffee home to mommy. Got a couple pastries. Like, Good little Sunday. Good little start to a Sunday. So we go outside. I throw some stuff in the trunk, get the kids strapped in, buckling in my daughter.
Yep.
And we start heading out of Target. And this is a Target. The parking garage is like 4 floors. We're on like the 3rd floor where the upstairs entrance is. And I get down to about the bottom floor of Target and I have this like weird feeling. And so I go to take a sip of my coffee and the coffee's not in the car. The coffee made it out to the car with me.
Let's see where this is going.
Where did the coffee go?
Yeah, right on top where
Right
you love
on-
to leave it.
Right on top of the roof of the car. Where I've done this multiple times with beverages.
You've done it a lot.
I know. And so it's not, the coffee's not next to me. The tray of coffee is not next to me. And I'm thinking, oh, please God, tell me. Please God, tell me that it's somehow still on the roof of the car, even though I knew it
You
wasn't.
have a roof rack, right?
We were driving the in-laws car, like your car, the Mazda, like
Yeah, it
SUV.
doesn't have one. Yeah.
Doesn't have one. And so I'm thinking, like, please tell me. And I get out of the car, and as soon as I get out of the car and start walking towards the back of the car, before I can even look, there's a lady that has pulled up and is like rolling her window down. And I go, "It fell off, didn't it?" She goes, "Yeah, I was honking at you." But I was like,
Wait, where did you place it? Besides on the roof. Where on the roof?
on the rear passenger side of the car, because that's where my daughter was sitting. So I set it up there.
Here's my question.
So I set it up there to
hear it
to
tumble
buckle.
over, or it was a clean fall?
I think
Was there any coffee on the car? Where was the evidence?
well, let me finish. Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm like, instantly I was like, fuck me, man. I got to go tell Kevin about this on the podcast because I've now done it again.
This is a visual thing for the people watching. We need a board of how many times Evan has left.
days
Days
since,
without Evan leaving a coffee. And we'll just tick them off. Episodes that have gone by. We'll do episodes.
Thankfully, I've only ever done this with like a beverage. I've never done it with a laptop, nothing. Just only ever done it with a beverage.
My wife did it with
Dude,
a laptop once, and that laptop was fine. I mean, it was obviously scuffed, but it's perfectly fine.
It was on the ground.
It was on the roof of the car, and we drove, and then heard the shh, and we were like, stopped. It was in the street. She went and picked it up. Luckily, it was like right outside our house, so it wasn't like a main road.
Good.
And she grabbed it, and we were like, well, that's
over.
we were gonna go somewhere, but I think we're going to the Apple store. It was totally fine.
So I'm like, oh my God. So I burst out laughing.
Sure.
I was frustrated.
Yeah, that's not.
But
great.
I burst out laughing because this lady was like, I was honking at you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, trying to help.
I think I probably put on music. I mean, I didn't hear anybody honking or anything, in a parking garage. So I'm probably still talking to them on our way home. I think I put on a song for them or something like that.
Sure.
My instinct was to run away
Forever, yeah.
forever.
Yep.
Maybe not go to that Target anymore.
Yeah, never.
But I was like, no, I have to go get it. I have to go find it. So I drove back up to the top. Here's the thing. I drove back to the top. I didn't see it. I was like, it's probably I probably backed out of the parking space and took off and boom, there it was.
Right.
So I kind of just drove all the way back up to the parking space. Not there.
Okay.
I was like, what? So I turned around and started heading down. It made it to the last corner near the first floor.
Yeah, it was just jiggling along.
It was just holding on with friction with how much coffee was in the tray. It was 4 drinks. It was it was heavy enough to stay there.
Everyone's drink. It was everyone's drink.
Oh yeah. I mean,
no hot chocolate in the car. Is that why?
No.
Okay, good. No, that's
Well,
good.
I never really had the option to give him hot chocolate in the car because it never technically made it into the car.
That's true.
But
wasn't on the table.
I mean, it was. Oh, and it was all over turn 1. I mean, it was.
Yeah, sure.
And the cups were like, the plastic cups were like in 3 pieces because it just like shattered when it hit the
Part
ground.
of me was like hoping you like never found it, but that's because you turned a corner. Like it's like this kind of a spin, right? Doesn't it like circular? What is it? Spiral.
It's
down?
sort of a spiral way down.
I
Yeah.
would have what my hope was is that it fell off as you were passing a car.
I know.
It
yeah.
just lands on his
really was
windshield.
some lady following me, probably going, stay there until I can get his attention.
Yeah.
And then it just slid off at the last moment and just explode. I mean, it exploded coffee everywhere. It was like up the wall, you know.
That woman was reliving her childhood of like, you know, when you're a kid and you walk up to like an automatic door and you use the force to open it. She was doing that. She was like,
she was just
behind
she was like
you,
staring
just like,
at it. Don't move. Don't move. Don't break my concentration.
She wasn't properly trained. So
no, yeah, exactly. Metachlorine count sucks. And so, yeah. And I couldn't bear going back in there and telling those women what I had just done. And so I went to a drive-thru. Yeah, did a mobile order. Went to it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Nobody
did a mobile order. Went to the closest drive-thru. And I was like, I'm here to pick up my my coffee order.
I mean,
so, yeah.
I mean, the bigger dumb dad moment would have been to go back in there.
Here's the thing. In all honesty, it wasn't necessarily that I was like so embarrassed I couldn't face them, but I was like, I don't really feel like unbuckling the kids,
correct,
getting them to go back in there, stand still, don't touch that, as I'm like embarrassingly reordering coffee that I just.
That's kind of what I mean.
They might have given it to me. I don't know. You know, sometimes if you're bartending, if somebody like turns around and you see somebody bump into them and their drink goes everywhere, just make them a new drink. You know, that sort of thing.
One of our first,
but I, you know, I didn't even want to take the risk.
I think one of our first times, if not the first, one of the first, but I think it might have been the first time that we got like my parents to watch our daughter. Our first time going on a date. And it wasn't like an overnight. It was like go out to dinner and come back home.
Yeah.
We went to a bar. We were so excited. And we sat down. We ordered 2 old fashions. And my wife promptly spilled hers. I don't know if she tasted it yet. I really don't remember. It was a pretty empty bar. Like it was because we went kind of early.
Yeah.
6 o'clock or something.
After dinner.
Well, you know, for like a night out, you go to 7. Maybe it was 5 o'clock. I don't remember. But I remember the bar was empty. We got them. She spilled it. We're like, sorry, can we get another one? We got that bill. There was 3 old fashions on there.
Oh man!
Like, we both are former bartenders, so it was one of those things where it was like, yeah, I'm not going to say anything, but because we don't know what the bar policy is, you know, we don't know whose fault that is. But in my head, I was like, yeah, it's a lame move. But again,
a lame move, but
I don't know whose fault it is.
I mean, really, it's a pretty lame move to spill a drink before you even taste it. But you know,
she knew it wasn't good.
This is going to be garbage, and so that's where it's going to go.
Poured it out. Yeah, maybe my wife should have had unbroken eye contact with the woman while she just turned it upside down.
Yeah, set the glass upside down and like put a
playing
playing card there.
Look at all that sugar on the bottom. Do it again.
I saw you muddle the peel, you monster.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my dumb dad moment of the week, and it happened, and I was like, this is not over. I have to hold on to this and talk to Kevin about it.
Well,
how about that?
Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. I came home. My wife got to sleep in a little bit. I had taken a shower and everything. And then I was like, you have a good morning? She goes, yeah. And she goes, how was it with the kids? I go, I have such a good dumb dad moment to tell Kevin. And she just started laughing.
It's your thing, man. It's your thing. Okay, so my, I guess, kind of dumb dad moment is involved with my daughter's arm. So she broke her arm.
The continuing saga
ago, 3 weeks ago, we will say. And
broken in 16 places.
Yeah, but we only counted 1. So she broke her arm. Innocent fall, playing outside with the kids. I remember watching it happen. Real bummer. She goes to the orthopedic surgeon. The orthopedic surgeon calls it a... oh my gosh, why am I forgetting what it's called? A buckle fracture.
Buckle fracture, yeah.
Buckle fracture, which is just basically like a pocket opens up in the bone.
Not even a break or a crack.
Really,
it's like
kind of a break. It's like it buckles and opens up.
Yeah.
Whether or not there is a break, I don't know the science of it. You look at the photo and it looks like almost like a bruise on a bone. Like it looks like a big goose egg just sitting on there.
Yeah.
So they're just like, well, that needs to fill back in and even out and you'll be good.
I don't even know what that could mean.
So we had this whole thing of do you want a brace or do you want a cast? And then that was kind of a dumb dad moment because like we're hyping her up of the broken arm, being like, you're going to get a cast. It's
You're
going to
gonna
be so
get
cool.
it, yeah.
Then we get there and find out there's a brace option, which because it's a buckle fracture, it's only going to be 3 weeks and you can take it off in the bath. And I was like, let's do that because I don't want to open that mummy tomb in 3 weeks and just have
that
a plume of smoke in the shape of a skull and crossbones. Then it work its way up my nose.
Yeah. And you wake up a week later.
Exactly. So we were like, we're going to do the brace. And then told my daughter, you know, if you do a good job, if you, things can happen, but if you do a good job and you listen to your teachers and you listen to us and, you know, you don't go on the jungle gym, you don't go on any of the playgrounds at all. You just have to like, unfortunately, just sit it out for a couple weeks.
This is a bubble.
Yeah.
And you're going to sit in there.
Yeah.
And you're going to enjoy it.
So she has been as good as a 5, almost 6-year-old can be. You know, like the best we could ask for. You know, she had a couple moments where it was like, hey, maybe don't do a cartwheel. Again, never mad at her because...
not mad.
We get it.
Just disappointed.
Yeah, no, not even. It's exactly what I expected.
Not mad.
Just
a little flabbergasted that you'd choose to do a cartwheel on a broken arm.
Not mad, just anxious. So, and the orthopedic surgeon said, if you do a good job with this in 3 weeks, we'll be able to take it off. Maybe, if not, you'll keep it on for another week. If it's not totally healed. And we were like, oh, cool.
Should have said it's definitely 4 weeks.
So we should have said it was definitely 4 weeks.
Because
here's
like,
the thing.
Off in 3 weeks, got it.
Here's the thing. Hyping our daughter up. But Kate kept telling her, hey, just so you know, you might have to keep it on for another week.
Sure.
And we even told her, if you have to keep it on for another week, that weekend, so it would be like 3.5 weeks. Let's say the doctor tells you to keep it on. We're going to your grandparents' house, and you can swim in the pool without it on. We're all going to assume it's healed enough. So our dumb dad moment was forgetting that doctors say things to get kids to do things. And we went in for the 3-week checkup, takes the x-rays, and I'm like, well, let's see what happens. And the orthopedic surgeon comes in, she goes, everything looks great. X-rays look awesome. And we're like, perfect. And she goes, Dad, if I was talking to you, I would say, take that brace off and go live your life. But you're not you. It's your daughter. And
hold on, I am 5. Me. Wait, what?
And right. Wait, what? And she's like, wake up. And I was in an asylum.
Yeah.
So she's like, but it's not about you. It's about your daughter. And the bone is healed, but it is not. It is filled in, but it is not strong. So we're gonna keep this on for 2 more weeks. And my daughter is like, this is one of those betrayal moments where your daughter looks at you and goes, 2 weeks was never in the cards.
Yeah. 2 weeks was also, what a weird way to position that.
Yep. It was just,
what's all the talk about him and his arm? You're just trying to slap me with 2 more weeks. Like, what's going on?
She's like, had it been you, I could trust you. That one. Yeah, I'm talking about you in the third person in front of me.
The one that did it to herself in the first place?
Yeah. So she was like, to 2
Good thing
more
she
weeks.
can't spell yet because it's her.
So now it's been, she's been good about it with school, but we have all but given up with it at home.
What do you mean? Like she won't wear it at home?
She fought us for a little while with it. She just like was like,
did it hurt?
On it.
Fought you with it?
Yeah, she did.
It hurts when it's on.
She hit me with the brace. She's whipping it.
She fought you on it here or at home. Why? Because is it because sometimes she's been allowed to take it off?
Oh, there was stipulation. So there was she doesn't need to wear it for like a lot of activities. So it's like you're at home doing your homework, coloring, bath time, watching TV, eating dinner, like.
You
most
can take it off
stuff,
all that stuff.
You don't need to wear it. So it's basically like if you do any running around activity, put it on. So we're just kind of like, yeah, it's fine. Because she's not running around too much. If she starts to get a little rowdy, we're like, hey.
I think that's one of those things like kids are all about boundaries, right? So
this is where school is.
Is it hard to say like, just you're going to keep it on? Would she not do that?
No, she would have. If I had said it, she would have. But, the orthopedic surgeon did say that. So we were trying to we're trying to give her the win because it's like we were telling her for 3 weeks, be good. Here's your reward. Just kidding. There was no reward. It was all a lie. You're
barely halfway there.
The arm's coming off. So
really, you barely made it. You're just a little over halfway.
Yeah, a little over halfway. We went all the way to halfway. Little over, but it was like so because of that, we were like. Yeah, you can just come home, kick your shoes off, kick your brace off. Let's go. Like,
yeah.
That is where school has been great because I got a new doctor's note that was like, she can resume recess. She still can't go on like the slide or the monkey bars or anything like that. But it's so great because kids do listen better to not you, the parent. So it was nice to get
the yard aid.
Yeah.
It was like what my son calls them. I don't know if that's maybe what they call
yard aid.
The yard aid. Which I think that sounds so much more like
lemonade.
A prison.
Oh yeah. Sure.
Out in the yard.
Yeah. Yeah. They were just breaking rocks. But it was nice to give them the note and be like, the brace is never to come off. And they're like, got it.
It's a part of her now.
It's a part of her. It's forever. It's fused. So
that's what I was going to ask you. Like, her teacher can be a part of that in terms of working together with you guys when she's in class. If she sees her taking it off, like, no, you can't take that off. But like running around at recess, how do teachers around in the yard know like whether or not she had it or didn't have it or who whatever? I mean, if she was just
that's why it just stays on.
I'm going to take this off.
We're not playing that game.
Yeah,
we're not giving the power to the teachers of like. Use your discretion. I'm like, no, you're watching 16 kids. It's not that I don't trust you. I don't trust the kids.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you told her when you're at school, you can't take it off.
Yes.
And she did that.
Yep. Yeah. She keeps it on the whole time. But there's no follow-up appointment.
So 2 weeks will be 2 weeks.
2 weeks and we're done, man.
Man, it's not 2 weeks then. It's like.
It's still Saturday, probably.
Probably Saturday.
Tuesday would be the 5th week. But we'll see how the weekend goes.
I wouldn't say have a super active weekend. Might be my advice to you.
She said she wants
maybe
to
withdraw her from the handstand competition.
She wants to learn cheerleading, but she wants to be in the bottom of the pyramid. Catching the kids.
Great idea.
On one arm.
Yeah, that's we can set her up with some medicine ball activity. You're gonna want to bring this down with your knees a little bit because it's going to be coming in hot. It's got a lot of weight to it. Well,
so we're almost out of the woods with that.
With her, you mean? Because you promised her 3 weeks?
I don't know. Maybe. I might get a phone call on Monday. I'm fully prepared going over this.
Mr. LaFerre, we're looking over these x-rays once more. And
we're thinking one more week.
We're thinking of sewing it to her arm. Click. Is that... yeah. No.
I did have a potential because I feel like this was kind of a dumb parent moment on my wife and I's part. So my daughter, we got a call from the school. Have you ever got one of these? Like, oh, your son bonked his head. We have put ice on the wound, and you're just like, oh, okay, and
yeah, like, it's such a scary phone call to be just because it's like this is the school nurse calling in regards to your son or daughter. But ultimately, when they start explaining, like he stood up on the play yard and bumped his ear against his friend's tummy. There's some redness. You're just thinking like, oh
slow
man,
day,
these kids have these kids have like never gotten hurt before.
Yeah. We got that call shortly after my daughter broke her arm and was like in the brace.
I was here.
Yeah. So she got that call.
It was like,
we went and picked her up.
I remember why, because it was like the next day she didn't go to school.
Yeah.
Right? Because it was like,
yeah, she broke her arm on Sunday, took off Monday, went in Tuesday. It was home Tuesday afternoon.
It was home Tuesday for lunch.
Might have been Wednesday, but it was definitely like oh God.
I remember that it was something about Monday. She was like, I'm just not down for going to school because it was like.
That was like our dumb parenting moment.
Yeah. And
she went to bed and the next morning we were like, I think you're fine. And she's like, no, we're going to the doctors. You animals. She made us go to the doctor.
Pay attention to me.
I'm in pain. Okay. I'm not a baby giraffe learning to walk. I'm limping.
There's a bump
Yeah.
on my bone.
Yeah. None of us could feel that. But yeah. So anyway, when we got that call for when she broke her arm, we were like, should we come by? And they're like, she seems upset. So we came by because we're just down the street. It's walking distance. It's a 3-minute walk.
Not much comfort from the nurse. Like, she seems upset, but she's 5. Can you give me like a little bit of an adult?
Yeah. So we went there, and
here?
then she wants to go home. You know.
Well, yeah.
So it's like, sure. So today,
of course, you want to land the fish in the boat.
Yeah.
You got the fish on the hook.
Yeah.
You got the fish all the way to the school. You want to stay here? Yeah. I want you to come all the way here so I can stay here. Get me out of this place.
Yeah. This place is a nightmare. Ears are hitting bellies left and right.
It's a danger zone.
So we got that call today, and I was like, hello, this is the school nurse. And I was like, hi. And they were like, I was like, everything okay? And they're like, your daughter hit her head outside. And I was like, okay. And we have some ice on it. Yeah, keep going. You're doing great.
How's her arm?
And she's like, she seems fine otherwise. And I went, oh, okay. Thanks for the call. And the nurse went, so she's staying in school. And I was like, that is correct.
Yes, that is correct.
This call is ended.
Please insert 25 cents to continue the call. Yeah, she's not. What are we doing? I think isn't it protocol if they bonk their head to call you?
It's protocol. I'm not really judging.
But if like their fingers fall off or get caught in the gate and they're like trying to sew them back on, they're like,
it's one of those things. Like, was it protocol for her to ask, is she going home, or was it protocol because I want to be like, it was one time. I picked her up one time.
Yeah, exactly. If we set this precedent now, we're setting ourselves back a lot.
Yeah.
Like,
we got the whole report when we got home. The note. It's wild.
Kids injuring themselves.
So we had a getaway this weekend. My wife and I, for our anniversary, we dropped our kids off at my parents' house, and we went away. We went away to Palm Springs.
You didn't go away. How far away were you? 5 minutes?
30, 40 minutes. Yeah.
Pretty good trek.
Wasn't bad. It was just out of reach. We went to this nice spa and
Hot Rocks. Did you get the Hot Rocks?
Again, we didn't get the Hot Rocks, but let's talk about Hot Rocks because if it was hot here, it was Hot Rocks.
I assume they just set them outside for a while.
They did. That's my point.
And then bring them and set them on your back.
We went to this place and it had a lot of amenities that were spa. They had an ice room, which we spent some time in. It was delightful. It was like 40 degrees in there. It was. There's a lot of raw chicken. I think it was the fridge. I think it was a walk-in.
There's eggs in there. And they take the eggs and then they go crack them on the rock. So they're making breakfast at the same time. Yeah.
No, it's this nice ice room, and then there's a Himalayan salt room, which I was on the fence about.
Yeah, you were definitely in the kitchen.
And then there was the pepper room. That one burned. And then there was the jalapeno hallway.
Yeah. There was a cheese center.
Yeah. And then there was the milk mud room. And that one you needed after touching the jalapeno hallway.
Sponsored by Altadena.
So it had all these like really fun things. And then outside it had this like oasis with Palm Springs has natural springs under the ground. And they have
You're going to a spa without an oasis? And what are we doing here?
And it's got these tubs that are just the natural springs. There's no temperature control. It's turn it on, water fills up.
Okay.
And do you want your eggs poached? Because that water was hot.
I've heard some hot springs that come out. Some of these places like in Alaska, you go to a hot spring, you're going to see the northern lights. The water comes out of the earth at 190. So they're actually cooling it off so people can go in and enjoy the... So because sounds like they should have partnered with the ice room a little bit.
They've been partnering with Alaska, but I think it was the airline company. They might have made a mistake.
Yeah.
We went there, and that first day there was several things that involved the springs that we just couldn't engage in because we got there we drove to my parents, which is like 2.5 hours away, dropped them off, left. We actually went and hit some golf balls, and then we went to the spa. So by the time we get there, it's like the hottest time of the day. It's like 115 degrees. I gotta
interrupt you here really quickly. Because you had sent us like a message. You're like, hey, we're out here because you guys are celebrating your anniversary.
Yeah.
You went out to hit golf balls. How much of an idea is that? Because I don't know that your wife has ever swung a golf club before, has she? Like once?
Yeah, we went golfing once years ago. I don't know, 10 years ago.
Because I made the joke right away. I was like, I'm so glad she's into golf now. Of
Yeah.
course, that was a joke because I wasn't sure like how if she was like, sure, I'll do it, or was she like, I want to go try it.
A little bit of both.
That's fun.
So, yeah, we just went to a driving range and it was just like, no, we're not gonna play a course. We're gonna go to the driving range a few times.
Well, yeah,
and then we're gonna. And then
if you've only been just go to the driving range and hit golf balls,
and it was so fun.
It's fun.
And we did that for like an hour and it was hot. And then we like did some chipping and then we played a game on the putting greens of just like closest to the hole, first one in and stuff like that. It was fun.
I love going to the range with people that have like never played before or like don't really know what to do.
Yeah,
because it's fun to get somebody to hit that one.
Yep.
Where they're like, oh, okay. And then you get, it's like that small little feeling.
She did. She had a 3-wood and she caught a good one on it. And it was like, that's all it is. That's it right there. That's all it takes.
It's just chasing that high for the rest of your life, which you might be only do a few times.
She was actually chasing it. I was like, no, that's not what I meant.
You're in the range. The range is dangerous. You're going to get hit.
So we did that, and that was fun. But by the time we got to the springs, I mean, it was like 115 degrees out, I think.
Yeah. About an average day there out.
An average. It was a classic Saturday.
Classic Saturday in Palm Desert.
So, like, we couldn't go in any of those pools. And then they had something like, I don't know, a reflex.
Anybody's pool. You couldn't go in anybody's pool without sous videing yourself.
The pool was okay, but you couldn't go in any of the hot springs. There was a reflexology walk, which is just like all these nice pebbles. They're all like rounded pebbles, not like sharp, jagged. But all these like rounded pebbles.
Yeah, I do this in my house with Lego.
Yeah. So you walk through it barefoot, and it's the water is flowing through it. So I got like 5 steps cocky before I was like, no, this is as bad as this is really bad.
Oh, it hurt.
It hurt. It was so hot. So then we came back the next day. We stayed there. So the next day we went early and we did all that stuff, and it was very nice. Everything's now kind of cooled down from overnight and stuff.
I see.
So then it was like still.
You were just kind of wrong time.
It was just wrong time. But that was a trip, and it was really fun. It was a quick 24 hours, but it was nice to be able to do something for our 10-year, because you can't, It was one of those things we were far away, and it was like, do we take an Uber? And like the Ubers were expensive because we were far enough away. Mm-hmm. But it was like, well, the plan was to fly somewhere.
For your 10-year?
For, a 10-year, you want to go on a trip. We never had a real plan because, COVID's been going on for over 2 years now, or 2 years. And it's, so it's like, that's never been in the plans. But
sure,
it was nice to do something.
It's nice to do something.
It's a happy anniversary to my lovely wife.
Happy anniversary to my lovely friend's wife. Oh. No, happy anniversary to you guys. That's great. Speaking of moms.
You got a submission?
I got a submission here that we got sent to us. It's a dumb mom story.
Oh, my gosh. Guys, if you want to submit your dumb parenting stories, you guys can email us, dumbdadpod@gmail.com, or you can DM us on Instagram @dumbdadpod, and like we're going to do right now, we're going to read it.
We love reading these kinds of things because we tell ours all the time. We just did today. We had total a couple of good ones, but I read this and I thought this is a real special one.
Oh, I love
this is a real special one sent to us by
Hit me.
By Carly. And so here we go. She says, "Hey, dumb dads. My husband and I have been listening to you guys for years. We love your show. Thank you very much. I wanted to share with you a quick story because, as we all know, it often takes 2 dummies to raise a child, and I figured the dads could use a break from the spotlight and enjoy this dumb mom moment.
Oh, good.
So I'm extra appreciative of this. My husband and I had our first baby girl this past March, and we had been keeping her in the bassinet beside our bed. Well, our nights, as they do with newborns, consisted of feeding, changing, and little sleep.
Yep.
If you're a parent, you know that life. One night after her feeding, before putting her to bed, I went to change her. Now, it needs to be said, to avoid any large amounts of movement post-delivery, I would just sit up in bed, grab her from the bassinet, and change her right in front of me.
Sure.
That's a great little, minimum effort, back to bed, boom, right? Love the strategy there. However, at 3 a.m., I was moving way too slowly, and after cleaning her up, I realized I hadn't put her fresh diaper down before starting the whole process.
Uh-oh.
So, as I was taking my sweet time, I didn't hear of the James and the Giant Peach-sized storm that was brewing.
Oh, no.
As I lifted my daughter's legs, gazing right down the barrel of the gun, our perfect little miracle released the Kraken and exploded an ungodly amount of, for the back of letter words, her own personal gumbo all over me.
Oh, my gosh.
Sorry, I got to her own personal gumbo. I was like, I could hardly see the screen. I was laughing so hard when the first time I read this. I screamed. My husband, in his disoriented state, jumped up and lunged in front of me as if to sacrifice his body, shouting, "What is it? Are you okay?" Only to have me respond with, "Don't touch me. She got me. She got me." The three of us sat in silence as my daughter and I marinated in the mess, knowing there weren't enough wet wipes in the world to clean it up. The only blessing I have is that my mouth was miraculously closed.
Oh, my gosh.
And my body absorbed the majority of the explosion, leaving only an outline of my head on the wall behind me. I will add, my husband, the smart man he is, didn't even giggle until I started laughing. Good man. Good man. Marry this man. Because when you're on a week of no sleep, completely clueless on how to raise a child, covered in poop, there isn't much else you can do. Then she sent a nice picture of their family. Thanks for the continued advice and laughs, you guys. Best, Carly from Atlanta, Georgia.
Carly,
thank you
so
for
that.
much
That's delightful.
For sending the story. Well written too.
Yeah.
Well written. Plenty of details in there.
Oh my gosh.
My own personal gumbo.
I have the outline for me.
The outline.
Like
a cartoonish outline.
An exploding cigar situation.
She just like blinks and you see her eye.
Yeah.
Anyway, laugh is a good one. That's a good one.
That's a great one. Thank you for sending that. Send in your stories if you have them. We love reading them. It makes us feel less dumb. Thanks for listening, everybody. Thanks to @Verdu on SoundCloud for the intro, outro, and beats. Thanks, as always, to my lovely wife, Annie, for editing the podcast. And
thanks for tuning in and watching. If you're watching on YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. The Dumb Dad's on YouTube. If you want to watch this or check out any of our other videos. We have some longer stuff on there. And
whatever. Kim. More stuff coming out.
We got
more stuff coming out.
Stay tuned. Thank you guys so much. We'll talk to you soon.
Wait. Oh. We almost forgot a stupid joke.
We're going to do a dad joke.
Ready? Where are the average things manufactured?
I don't know where are the average things manufactured.
In the satisfactory. Just like many of my grades in school. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Welcome to the world, little one. Welcome to life.
How do I stop this?